Good morning, Healing Spot community. We are going to be doing a live interview today. I'm going to be interviewing Caitlin Gonzales with Living River Wellness. So I'm just going to wait for her to pop on here so we can get started. Looks like she's here. So I'm just started or get her connected to the video.
Hey.
Hi, Caitlin. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm glad we did this test run yesterday, so it went really smooth. So
Me too.
yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to introduce you, and then we'll get started with the interview. Okay.
Okay.
So Caitlin Gonzales is with Living River Wellness, and she's a holistic health coach, raw food chef, Yahweh yoga teacher, and restorative exercise specialist student. Caitlin joins alongside of individuals to help bring balance back to the mind, body, and spirit. She brings all of her trainings together for a full spectrum approach to healing. These practices include a bio-individual approach to nutrition, movement, breath awareness, meditation, formational prayer, and internal family systems inspired coaching. So today we are talking about the mind, body, and spirit connection. So welcome,
Yes.
Caitlin.
Thank
So
you.
just so I know you were traveling yesterday, so I'm glad you got there safe. And
Yes. Thank you.
awesome. So just tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into doing the line of work that you're doing. I mean, you do so many things, but bringing it all together to treat individuals in more of a holistic manner. So tell us a little bit about how you got started.
Sure. I personally have just had some health crises in my own journey. And it's just been kind of an unraveling of pursuing whole healing. And I realized there's a physical component, there's an emotional, mental component, and there's a spiritual component. And the more I pursued each of these, the more trainings I kind of started pursuing, and the more inner healing I achieved and have been able to experience. And I just have loved the freedom of life that I'm experiencing and just kind of want to bring it to other people. So, in a nutshell.
Nice. Yeah, I know you can't really tell your full story. It would take a little bit, but
Yes.
nice to hear that you've been through this, personally. So, it sounds like you're using it in a way that you are bringing it to help the next person in line, right?
Yes, I think our stories and our testimonies have so much power when we're just able to be vulnerable and be real with people. I think that goes a long way.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, people want to know that you kind of walking the walk, right? Not just talking
Yeah.
and trying to teach them something that you haven't experienced. So, um,
Yeah.
so what's your area of expertise, would you say, or what do you specialize in?
So I think I like to specialize in just kind of bringing the whole system together. So it's not just, there's the socio-emotional component. Sometimes we have to work with kind of balancing the nutrition and the food and the physical component and movement, and then the spiritual component as well. So I think my specialty is just bringing it all together,
Hmm.
and just really working with the whole individual, and working maybe with other professionals for an individual depending on their needs.
Hmm.
Um, I really just like to think that I can help kind of bring that individual what they need in their life, um, even if it's through multiple practitioners, and just kind of being like a home base for them to help kind of organize their thoughts and feelings and kind of the healing approach, because it can be so overwhelming. There's so many avenues for healing. I
Hmm.
think people just kind of almost feel overwhelmed and don't know where to start.
Yeah. Yeah. So if they start with you, then you can network out and reach the other practitioners that might be able to add a piece to what you're doing. Yeah.
Definitely, yeah.
So what does healing mean to you?
Oh, that's a good question. So healing, I think, in my opinion, is a journey. It's something that we're continually pursuing each day. So for me, healing incorporates almost a surrender of self, and just kind of a presence in the present moment and kind of learning to live in life as it happens. And so for me, I can be maybe have a trigger or something that kind of pulls me out of the present moment. So for me, healing is learning to manage the triggers and kind of manage my lifestyle in a way to where I can really be in the present moment with those I love.
Yeah. That's great. Absolutely not getting triggered by the past and thinking you're kind of stuck in there and
Yeah.
not
Or
being
stuck
worried about
planning in the
the future.
future.
Yeah,
Yes,
absolutely.
exactly.
Yeah, and the more
Exactly.
present you be, the happier, more peaceful you are, really.
Yeah.
Um, what's the biggest impact tip that you give to your clients?
Oh, biggest impact tip. It can be different for the individual. Um, let's see. It can be very different for the individual. It depends on which client I'm working with. We all find a dysbiosis or an imbalance kind of in different levels in different areas of our lives. Um, and my big thing, I guess, would be to bring together the mind, body, and spirit. So how can we bring a more cohesiveness to your life? Because we each have our own imbalances and our own tendencies and our own kind of white knuckling through life that we can do.
Mm,
And my big thing, I guess, would just be how can we bring balance?
yeah, yeah, and looking at that, probably trying to help them be more present, right? Right.
Yes, absolutely. Be like, and work with those parts. So if they're having trouble being present, talking, just start dialoguing. So what's pulling you away right now? Are you worried about something in the future? Is something coming up from the past? And just kind of starting there at those trailheads and working with them with what's coming up in the present moment, because that's kind of what takes away from our presence. So,
Yeah. So do
yeah.
you work with people in person? Do you do some of your work say over the phone or distance? What is a typical session or whatever look like?
Absolutely. I do in person or Skype sessions depending on where the person is located. I'm based out of Woodland Park, Colorado, and I recently moved from Florida. So I do some Skype sessions with some of my clients and individuals that are still located back in Florida. But I really do love the richness of in person. I think there is just something to a presence that really does help bring presence to an individual.
Yeah.
And then locally in Woodland Park, I'm looking to start teaching some Christian-based yoga classes at a local dance studio as well, just to help incorporate some of that movement, mind, body, breath practice too. So
Yeah.
be on the
I know we
lookout.
talked about that. Yeah, I like that. When I first started with yoga, it was just like, I don't, I know there is some hesitation for some people. I know it's not a religious practice. Yoga isn't, but
No.
some people are scared that it's going to interfere with their religion. And
Hmm.
but if they want to bring that in, it sounds like you're kind of using some terminology to for Christians specifically. And
Yes.
I know we talked a little bit off camera at other times. So
Yeah.
that's yeah.
Yeah, I think it's cool because I think that yoga can be a spiritual practice and it can help bring balance, both mind, breath, body, just, and then when you can incorporate your spiritual life into it, whatever that means for you, I think is beautiful. So,
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. Um, so how do you work wellness into your business model, I guess?
I mean, I guess it's just kind of bringing balance to the individual. So, as far as what does even wellness mean to an individual, I think wellness means kind of, living your best life, like your vitality, how are you feeling day in, day out? Are you feeling run down? So I really try to incorporate just, again, the balance of mind, body, and spirit, but also just a lot of people have trouble with just kind of the physical day to day. And so we try to work with individuals, or I try to work with individuals with a lot of breath awareness, because a lot of people don't realize how shallow they're breathing throughout the day. And it's kind of that chest breath instead of
Mhm.
more the deeper diaphragmatic belly breaths.
Yeah.
And so it helps just to bring awareness to that, to help people breathe. I am a certified raw food chef and have gone through nutritional health coaching certification. So if people need the food component and just are kind of lost in the sea of diets and don't know what to do, I would love to help someone find a balance for them and what that means in their life to be well and eat well for their body type so they can really feel that life.
Nice.
So,
Yeah,
yeah.
so they probably have different goals when you work with somebody through food too, right? Or maybe
Oh,
whether it be to
definitely.
feel more present or whether they're really looking to lose weight or just
Hmm.
maintain, feel energetic or whatever.
Yeah, a lot of people just, I think, feel run down. And, when you feel kind of run down, you don't have the energy to move. And so a lot of people find maybe they're a little overweight or carrying more than they want to. And once we kind of get other pieces kind of moving, I feel like more energy comes back to where they can feel the freedom to move, and then the energy to want to like create meals, to take care of themselves, and just really incorporating that self-care into their own practice in daily life.
Yeah. So how do you incorporate self-care into your life?
Oh, good question. I am a newer mom. My son is 20 months old, and so that's been a new journey to explore of self-care as a mom as well, when you're constantly giving. So things I like to do personally are just taking time out of each day, making sure I get a warm shower, making sure I get 3 square meals a day, because that's something that makes me feel balanced.
Mhm.
Getting my coffee in the morning, making sure I actually get to drink my coffee before it's cold, um, and regularly scheduling, time with my husband, and making sure like our son has a loving provider that can watch him so we can have adult time. And I
Mhm.
just think it's been a journey for me to find that balance, and self-care as a mom. So, and one of my good friends, she's like, you just moved somewhere, you don't really have your tribe yet, buy your tribe. And I was like, there's something to that, just incorporating people, finding people who can be on your team while you're making friends, and,
Yeah,
hire someone to watch my kid. So,
right, exactly. And to help you feel well or whatever that looks like.
yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah,
So,
motherhood, well, parenthood in general, I can only speak as being a
yes.
mom, but yeah, it's very challenging and we want to be great role models for them and take
Yeah.
care of them, but not lose ourselves, hopefully not lose ourselves in the process.
Absolutely. It's such a delicate balance too, and mom guilt is real. So it's hard to find that balance of, taking care of yourself, taking care of your child, making sure everyone's needs are met. But also making sure you feel sane and that you get to like get your work done and feel like an adult too outside of being a mom. So
Yeah,
I do work with a lot of moms and individuals trying to find that balance, and it's different for everyone. And it's a beautiful journey to get to kind of walk alongside someone in that to figure out what does that look like for you to feel that balance.
yeah, cool. So tell us, do you have any more parting words of wisdom? We're gonna start wrapping this up, but
Sure.
anything else you didn't get a chance to share that you really want people to know?
I'm trying to think. I just love wholeness and like the pursuit of authenticity. And that's really what I aim to do in my practice is to show up, be authentic, and be myself. And hopefully other people can meet me there as well, and we can help just bring wholeness if it feels like there's an imbalance or a lacking kind of in the life and of the individual or client.
Yeah, I think there's a push for that lately. I just see it, or maybe I'm just because I'm into it that I see it all
Right.
around, making um, bigger efforts, I guess, of taking care of themselves and just truly being present and being okay with who they are, which I think is super important. Um,
Absolutely.
and definitely sets a great example for our kids.
Absolutely. Yeah, I
Yeah,
know there's been a lot of work recently, like with Brene Brown, and a lot of people kind of in that walk of authenticity and vulnerability and just being able to truly live a wholehearted life. So I'm loving the language that's coming up around that these days.
yeah, me too. Me too. Well, if anybody wants to get in contact with you, what's a good way that they can reach out? So, do you have a
Absolutely.
website, phone number, that kind of thing?
Yes, you can find me at livingriverwellness.com. And that the whole website will be up soon. I'm so excited about it. We've been rebranding, but there is a landing page for it now. And then we're going to get the Facebook page up and running, and all my contact information will be on those pages. So I'm very excited.
Great. Well, if when it becomes available, if it's not up and running and published yet, you can post it below. Just put it in the comment.
Perfect.
But yeah, I mean, it's a work in progress. I know you just recently moved to
Yes.
Woodland Park, so
Yes.
it's a lot of adjustment for you and your family. So we're happy to have you here in this community, and I was happy to be able to interview you today.
Yes. Thank you for the opportunity. It's been such a joy to continue to get to know you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, have a happy Thanksgiving, and we'll talk to you soon.
You too. Happy Thanksgiving. Stay safe.
All right. Thanks. Bye bye.
Bye.